Hi everyone, Jason Wally Waldron here. A lot of people call me Wally the Web Guy. Welcome to the call. Lots of people around the country on the call here today. Really excited to be here with you. We're going to be discussing the unadulterated truth about SEO, also known as search engine optimization. What you don't know is killing your business, getting you banned from Google, and destroying your traffic to your website. And, that is not hype. These are dangerous and confusing times for website owners who are looking to get more traffic from Google, and the rules of the game have changed. What used to work well doesn't work at all anymore. And in fact, what used to work well might actually destroy your traffic and your business. So, from the threat of being banned by Google, becoming invisible to your customers overnight, losing all of your traffic, getting pummeled by Panda, by Penguin, Hummingbird, whatever animal Google's going to throw at us next, and, the confusion of the buzzwords that are being thrown around, like content marketing, SEO is dead. The threat is truly real, and on today's webinar, we're going to talk about the unknown gamble and risk involved in today's modern SEO environment. And so if you've been using outdated SEO tactics, you've likely noticed a massive drop in your website traffic. So let me give you two promises right up front here. You're going to leave here at the end of our time together with specific, usable step-by-step strategies that you can apply and see positive results in your website traffic virtually overnight. And you will also leave here with one specific strategy that you can use exactly as I describe it to you. And I guarantee it's going to be something you've never heard before, and I guarantee that in 27 days or less, you could use it to get highly qualified leads flowing to your website, leading to additional sales. And so we're going to talk about how you can avoid losing all your website traffic, what to do if you've been slapped by Google or banned by Google and you've seen this huge dip in your traffic. We're going to talk about the specifics of what you need to know to cut through the confusion, the misinformation, and ensure that you don't lose your business you work so hard for. We're also going to show you how it's still possible to achieve a #1 ranking on Google search engine results. It's still possible. And that's where your customers are looking for you right now. However, it's really not what it used to be. And the game has changed. It's changed forever. And we're going to talk about that too. And on this call, I'm going to show you how to dominate the first spot on Google, dramatically increasing your traffic and your qualified leads. I'm going to show you how to work the most important equation in your online marketing and how to crush your competition by legally siphoning their traffic away from them, leveraging their hard work and resources to your benefit. Now, specifically on this call, you're going to discover how to avoid the 4 common search engine optimization myths that are hurting your ranking if you still believe them. We're going to talk about the 8 costly misconceptions about using SEO to drive traffic to your website. We'll talk a little bit about SEO to content marketing and just give you a guide to the trends and the buzzwords and confusion that's keeping you invisible to your customers, and cover which organic traffic driving methods work best now and in the future, and also show you how to avoid the Panda and the Penguin penalties, and how to use Hummingbird and increase your traffic while your competitors are scrambling to keep up. We're going to talk about the 7 deadly secrets about SEO and content marketing industry. Show you 8 mistakes that you want to avoid when choosing an SEO consultant. We're going to include a 100% no risk guarantee. 4 steps to ranking higher on Google. And so let's kind of get into this now. So why am I doing this? You'd think maybe I'd be better off keeping these secrets to myself. Well, truth is I'm tired of people investing in products and services from these so-called experts and just getting 0 results. It is frustrating to see people who come to me, they're exhausted after years of trying to figure out how to drive traffic on the internet, and then they're asking me to pick up the pieces and put their web strategy on steroids and give them access to the market share and the profits that they should have had years ago. And so let's prevent that. I'm doing this to prevent the fatal mistakes I've seen so many owners make over the last few decades. And I'm sharing this vital information because it will benefit businesses all over the globe. And I've also found that the more people who I help to get to where they want to go, the faster I get to where I want to go. And I learned that from Zig Ziglar, one of my favorite speakers. He has so much wisdom, and he's right on par with that. So this is gonna be an exciting presentation, and we're gonna get started here. So I've got a ton of information to give you on tonight's seminar. Going to be moving pretty fast, and frankly, however fast you can take notes, there's really no way that you're going to be able to get it all down. So at the end of the seminar, I'm going to let you, I'm going to show you how to get a recording for this entire event at absolutely no cost to you. That way you'll be able to listen to it again and again, catch anything that you might have missed, and just to be sure that nothing is left to chance, at the end of this presentation, I'll show you how to claim access to a free website traffic audit worth $2,197. So yeah, let's get into this here. All right, who is this webinar for? This webinar's for you if you've ever asked these questions. Why is my traffic so pitiful? Will I get banned by Google? How do I generate more traffic to my website? What is content marketing? How can I get more leads? How much should SEO cost? These are all important questions, and as we get started, let me introduce myself to you real quickly so you can be comfortable with me. This is me. I'm hanging out by the lake. I love nature, and what's great today is the business that I've built allows me to unlock a sales stampede into my own business, and more importantly, to unlock the entrepreneurial freedom to live life on my own terms. And right now I'm location independent, travel where I want to go, and I get to spend quality time with my family. And I go on these walks around the lake. I like to take the family swimming together, read my daughter a bedtime story, and it's all because of what I'm sharing with you on this seminar here. And so tonight, as we talk about how to get more traffic to your website, the real key is that it's it's just the first step, so you can generate massive revenue, no matter if you've already made $1 million or you haven't earned $1 on the internet, or no matter if you grew up on the internet or just got on the internet yesterday. So even though I've personally reached a point where I can share these secrets with you, life wasn't always so easy, and maybe you can relate to my story a little bit. And in case you haven't been around me long, let me just give you a little background on who I am, where I've been, how I've come to talk with you today about these important topics. And I've actually been building websites and using the internet since 1995. That's longer than Google has been around. Google did not exist back then. And in those days, there was Yahoo, Lycos, Alta Vista. There's all these search engines. And then Google came around and just took them out. And by 2004, Google was the main game in town, and that's also when they went public. And there's been some other upstarts who tried to do stuff then, but I probably don't have to tell you that Google pretty much owns the search space now. You don't search for stuff, you Google stuff, right? And so here's me back in the day. I was a corporate drone, basically. I worked as an IT guy at an accounting firm, and you know how exciting accounting is. Suffice it to say, I was completely miserable, and there was this huge positive experience that came out of all this, though, because back in those days, while Google was taking over the internet and taking over search, I was working on award-winning websites for the accounting firm that I was working at. I was also moonlighting, and then very rapidly found myself working behind the scenes with a lot of Class A internet marketers and entrepreneurs. And I always had an entrepreneur's heart, and the corporate cubicle world just wasn't for me. And so as time went on, I kept working with more and more of these successful internet entrepreneurs, learning the tricks of the trade from the inside out. And these guys knew their stuff. Some were selling information products, some were selling real estate through the internet, some were semi-retired and just walking the beaches, looking for their next move. And when I got plugged into this network, I knew that this was basically a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to really learn the secrets of the internet game from these guys on the inside and out. And in fact, that actually became my exit strategy. I started working with a bunch of these internet entrepreneurs and became known to an elite group of internet marketing insiders as Wally the Web Guy. And so the name stuck. Over the next few years, as I kept working with these entrepreneurs, I was able to go from moonlighting to full-time entrepreneur, free myself from the shackles of corporate slavery, and enjoy the freedom and adventure that you can only have as an entrepreneur. And most importantly, as I continued to work with these successful internet entrepreneurs, I discovered from behind the scenes the real secrets to creating sustainable, high-quality traffic to websites and how to create massive results for your business on the internet. And one of the things that I did was reveal all these behind the scenes secrets in a book titled 21 Ways to Create a Sales Stampede on the Internet, which has received rave reviews from entrepreneurs and business owners all over the world. So, now that you know a little bit about my history, who I am, let me quickly share a few of the success stories that my customers have achieved over the last few years. You've achieved an automated top Google ranking, which is driving traffic to people to an automated 5-figure sale without lifting a finger. One customer has maintained a top 5 Google ranking for selected keywords consistently since we worked together in 2009, and he's been generating a consistent targeted traffic to his website, which are converting consistently into qualified leads. And the best part is that most of that work is crowdsourced, meaning that it's a community that is doing all the work for him. The internet just essentially magically keeps him ranked really high. It's pretty cool. Let's see, another customer achieved a 334% return on investment on his marketing and created 6 figures in sales 6 months after we worked with him to generate qualified traffic and then putting them into a highly targeted automated sales funnel. And I've had other customers who couldn't rank at Google at all, and after some cleanup, they've achieved top rankings for their keywords. Another customer took one traffic strategy that I gave them, and after implementing it, informed me that they had achieved the best first quarter in company's history. And that's just a small sampling. There are many more success stories. I'm sharing these with you just to give you an idea of the importance of what you can achieve. And, if you're willing to take action, move forward with the right strategies in your business, this could be you. Action's very important, obviously. However, taking the right action is much more important. And that's what this information I'm sharing with you today is all about. And so as we start to go into the secrets of getting great results with your SEO, let me share one more thing with you so that you have the big picture. Take a 30,000 foot view quickly and have a look at this formula. This is the master key formula. And just as you'll turn a key to open a door to unlock your house, the master key is the key to unlocking the door to massive and sustainable profits in your business on the internet. And what you see here is a proven formula that I've spent over 10 years and over $250,000 discovering, refining, and proving in various industries all over the world. And it consists of 6 things: the traffic stack, the prospect siphon, relationship enhancers, the TBAFS, or the Trust Building Automated Follow-Up System, irresistible offers, and your profit maximizer. And I'm sharing this formula with you to provide a high level of context. SEO is super important, and it's a very valuable source of traffic. However, it's only one type of traffic, and it's not even the only type of traffic. And you have to have the right type of traffic. And once you get the right type of traffic, you have to keep the traffic, you have to offer them something of value, you have to stay in front of that traffic, and it's a busy world, so if you don't stay in front of your prospects, they'll get distracted and leave. And that's the bad news. The bad news is with all of Google's recent changes, such as the removal of their keyword research tool, their lack of transparency in reporting, their heavier penalties against traditional SEO strategies, many businesses and SEO firms are actually finding it near impossible to cope with the new environment. And many folks are even going out of business, and so the game is up. The game has changed. And the good news for you is that while the competition bleeds and doesn't know where to look, with the right information and the right connections, it's actually easier than ever before to find your perfect leads, your perfect customers, stay in front of them, convert them into long-term buying customers. So, that's right. Even with all the recent changes to Google's algorithm and its rules, it's actually easier than ever before to rank for your keywords and do it for the long term. But only if you know what to do. So, as you can see, I've been there, I've done that, I've achieved top 5 ranking that stayed put without any effort on the client's part for 5 years. I've been doing content marketing over a decade before it was called that. I've been doing inbound marketing for over a decade before it was called that. And, now that's what we call it. As a result, basically sitting behind the scenes, I discovered the master key formula, the importance of the traffic stack, and specifically how we can siphon the best leads from your competition and get you to the top of the new Google rankings. So keep taking your notes. We're going to go deep here. And, given how hard it seems to rank highly, how do you even want to rank high in the search engines? I mean, why would you want to do that, right? How do you even know it's worth your time? Okay. Consider these stats for a moment. 93% of all online experiences begin with a search engine. At the same time, 70 to 80% of users ignore the paid ads, focusing on the organic search results. And then 75% of the users never scroll past the first page of the search results. And 36% of internet searchers correlate top natural or top organic search rankings to a company's prominence or importance. So the fact remains, getting a good ranking now for your best keywords puts you in front of your customers where they're looking for you right now. And the formula is simple. More of this type of traffic equals more sales. So, how to avoid 4 common search engine optimization myths that are hurting your ranking if you believe them. And even with all the information that's out there, there are a number of dangerous SEO myths that are out there. Let's squash these. Let's kill these off immediately. Get them out of the way so you can focus on discovering what really works to drive traffic to your site for the long term. Myth number 1. You can guarantee a top ranking on Google, meaning a specific position by specific date. Well, not really, because Google's always changing, and anyone who guarantees you a specific position on Google at a certain time is doing something that's not on the up and up. They're trying to game the system, and they're trying to go up against a multi-billion-dollar company, and it's simply not sustainable. You risk getting banned, and a lot of time, these people who are doing something like this, they're targeting a keyword or a key phrase that nobody's searching for. So yeah, of course it's easy to rank for it. And even Google says no one can guarantee a number 1 ranking on Google. And we'll go into that a little bit later here in greater detail. But if anybody guarantees you number 1 ranking on Google by a certain date, run for the hills. Myth number 2. You can get sustainable traffic for free or for an unbelievably low price. This one's really common, and here's what you need to understand is there's a rule of the game or an unfortunate truth. You pay for traffic one way or another. And even if you create all the content yourself or you hire it out, so you're either spending time, effort, resources, or all 3. There's no such thing as a free lunch, right? So even if you do everything yourself, you still have to produce ideas and content. You're worth something per hour, and your time is worth something. So you still have to produce the content, or the videos, or the slideshow, or the audios, and then there's the opportunity cost of what you could have been doing with the same time and those resources. So there really is no such thing as free traffic. And furthermore, when somebody says they can get you free traffic or traffic for an unbelievably low price, there's always a hidden cost to that. And so the traffic is either bad traffic, meaning it's not a good fit for you and your market, or it's being driven by gaming the system. Either one is not helpful in terms of growing your business and getting qualified leads. And I'll show you here in a little bit greater detail why you can't get sustainable traffic for free or super cheap anymore, and how the game has changed on that. All right, myth number 3 is you can get to the top of Google quickly and stay there using outdated or even black hat methods and tactics. So we're talking about keyword stuffing. Well, this has been banned for a decade or more. You don't want to do that. Backlink stuffing. The Penguin update basically killed that. And actually, if you have a history of major backlink campaigns and you've seen your traffic drop, you need to get that cleaned up. And I'll go a little bit more in detail here on that here in a bit. You should never have to link back to an SEO. This is a really old school method, and you're just asking for the Penguin penalty there. Video blasting. This one borders on Penguin and Panda, and so you got to be careful with that one. Article spinning. Basically, this got killed in February 2011 with the first version of Panda. And it's actually only gotten worse for people who are still using that outdated method, so watch out for that one. Using outdated methods essentially gets you banned, whether it's by Panda, Penguin, or whatever Google comes up with next. You can't use these outdated gamesmanship methods. And a bit later here, we'll go into greater detail about how you can avoid these and build sustainable traffic instead of taking the old cheat the system approach that a lot of SEO firms have used up until recently. It just doesn't work. So we got to do something that works. And another common myth 4. SEO and top rankings on Google is a black box, and a business owner isn't smart enough to understand how it works. This is not true. I mean, you're smart, you're a business owner. you must understand a lot of things if you're in business, and so you just watch out, be on the lookout for SEO firms or web consultants who aren't explaining what's going on. Agencies that just email you out of the blue, people who aren't being transparent. I've seen groups that just take people's money and they don't do anything. If they're really secretive or they won't clearly explain what they intend to do, you just want to know what they're doing and be sure you know where your money's going, right? Key is SEO is not a black box. It's not impossible to get high rankings on Google. It's understandable, it's achievable, and that's why I'm showing all this to you in the presentation here, so you understand what's going on. However, if you understand it, if you don't have any understanding of these myths, what you risk is putting yourself in a world of hurt. You could get guidance. You could be paying lots for guidance that could be worthless. You get delisted and banned from Google. Penalized. You have to sit by as your competitors suck up all your traffic. You become invisible to your audience. You might even lose your business if it gets bad enough. And so that's the bad news. But you're with me and you're smart enough to understand there's no reason to believe these myths. And in today's new economy, it's all about knowledge. So let's keep building your knowledge here. All right, so 8 costly misconceptions about using SEO to drive traffic to your website. First one is, SEO doesn't work anymore. That's not true. SEO is not dead. It is changing drastically. People who say it's dead haven't been paying attention. But here's what's not working, okay? Black hat SEO is dead. Gray hat SEO is dead. So things like we were just talking about, the article spinning, the backlink clubs, the tribes, the blog networks, auto blogging, video blasting, they're all pretty much dead. Gaming the system is dead, but creating great relevant content and doing it in a way that works for real live human beings and also makes Google happy, that is alive and well, and that actually never goes out of style. Let's see, if you're banned or penalized, is it game over for you? No, it is not game over for you. There are always ways out of the penalty box. What you should know, they don't happen overnight, but there are ways to get fixed relatively quickly. For instance, Google has a disavow your link tool. It's a good news, it's a bad news thing. Good news, bad news. Good news, they provided a way out. Disavow tool, step 1. Bad news is that you're pretty much turning yourself in. And so you have to play their game. And in addition to their disavow link tool, there's actually a bunch more steps to take. That's one of them. But if you're banned or suffering from rankings, at the end of this presentation, I'll show you how you can get out of the Penguin penalty box. Basically get unbanned and start to rank again. All right, SEO is the only way to get traffic. No, that's not true either. SEO is one of the many, many ways to get traffic, and here are actually just a few proven ways to get traffic that have little or nothing to do with SEO. Trade shows, networking, referral and affiliate partners, offline lead generation, word of mouth, viral campaigns, email marketing, PPC campaigns, webinars. However, 93% of all online experiences begin with a search engine. Keep that in mind. So PPC is good. It's expensive. 70-80% of users ignore those ads anyways. They're focusing on organic results. So what you'll find is that SEO, when you do it correctly, is one of the highest return on investment activities you can use to generate qualified traffic and leads to your website. It's where people are looking for you. Let's see, you don't need SEO. No, this is not true. Well, there maybe a little bit. There's some businesses that don't need SEO. Businesses who are happy where they are right now. Businesses who are not looking for more automated, highly qualified leads without lifting a finger, they don't need SEO. Businesses who are not looking to grow from organic traffic, they don't need SEO, obviously. Businesses who don't want to be found when people search for them, they don't need SEO. Businesses who are looking to afford to stay away from hungry buyers who are searching for a solution to their problems right now on the internet, they don't need SEO. And if you want to focus on other traffic sources, many of which can be quite expensive, then you don't need SEO. However, if you're looking for a proven long-term strategy that creates ongoing traffic and has a proven path to return on investment, SEO is for you in your business. So, good things to think about. SEO is going away soon. No, this is not true. The old way of SEO is going away. SEO is it's changing into semantic search, which means give the searcher the answer they're looking for. Or put another way, search used to be give me what I need. Now it's give me what I want. And so, in this context, quality search engine optimization is a long term strategy, and that's why a lot of people are starting to call it content marketing. Google is designing and constantly updating this ecosystem to keep you on their sites for as long as possible. And they're continuing to serve you this information that you're looking for on whatever device you're using at the moment. So, search is going to continue to be a huge part of the online experience, particularly for people who are looking for answers. And people who are looking for answers are looking to purchase a solution to their problems. And it's actually not all about getting number one rankings either. It's about finding your chosen key phrases, the ones that actually drive conversions. So you can rank number one for the wrong key phrase and it'll get you nowhere. But when you rank for high converting key phrases, the leads and sales start to roll in like magic. And that's really where the real money is made. So SEO is expensive. No, this is not true either. So think of your website as a new house. You spend all this money to design and build it. You fill it with furniture and you move in. And then when it's finally done, you throw a party and you invite everybody to show up. But nobody shows. What happened? You forgot to tell them how to find you. And, there are too many websites online for you not to take search engine optimization seriously. And that means understanding that you have to pay for it. Take a step back and consider all that it takes to run a successful SEO campaign. And take notice that I said campaign, not SEO event. An SEO campaign is an ongoing process. It involves content. It involves research. So the keywords you think your customers are using may not be the ones that they're using at all. It involves using tools. An experienced SEO person knows how to use the right tools to uncover the information necessary to achieve that high rank you're looking for. It involves measurability. It involves reporting. It involves continuous improvement. And it involves time. There's an investment in time. So that's why it might seem expensive. Without a context or perspective of all those things that it takes, it might seem expensive. But the question is, expensive compared to what? Is it expensive compared to never being found and going out of business? Because that's really expensive. Is an SEO campaign expensive compared to doing pay-per-click and nothing else? I mean, PPC can get really expensive and really fast. Google is absolutely shameless about taking your money through AdWords and then never ensuring you have a result. I mean, that's how the shareholders make all their money. And so, on the other hand, statistics will show you that SEO done correctly, and that's the key, is one of the highest return on investment items you can do to drive traffic to your website. All right, so SEO is a black box. Nobody knows how to make it work. No, that's not true. There are ways to keep up on what's working. First you have your professional networks. Then you have websites like Google's Webmaster Guidelines, Moz's Guide to SEO. You've got Search Engine Report, Search Engine Watch. Matt Cutts from Google is always putting out new videos. The information is out there. But I mean, who has time to read all this and then test these things out in the wild and then keep up on it? It's pretty simple. The most successful business owners, the ones who are really, really doing well, they hire out expertise instead of trying to do it themselves, and they keep their own specialties in-house. And, SEO is one of those constantly changing areas where it makes the most sense to seek expert guidance. So all SEOs are the same. Well, no, not even close, right? I mean, with the game changing, many SEOs we are actually finding are going out of business. And, you look at their track record, whether they're endorsed on LinkedIn, do they have testimonials or do they have customers who would actually recommend them? So one SEO strategy is to take a big PR firm and pay the big PR agency price. Another way you can go is a single marketing person. Hire them in-house, probably about $60,000 to $80,000 or $60,000 to $80,000 a year per employee. Then you still have the employment headaches, and you're probably gonna get somebody maybe 2 to 5 years of experience max. Totally different way you could go. You could get the Indian guy at $200 a month for 3 months. Run for the hills if you're being offered that, or if you're considered, don't do that. That is just a really not smart strategy. So you got to look for the balance between your upfront ongoing investment costs. What are you truly getting for what you're paying for? What's the level of expertise you're getting, and ultimately, what types of results are you seeing, right? Ultimately, you need to have some kind of measurement in place, and you need to be seeing better results on a month-over-month basis. So there's a lot of pitfalls in choosing who to listen to and who to ignore in this space. So next we're going to build your skills a little bit more so you can make an intelligent decision and know what's real and what's not out there. So this next section is called From SEO to Content Marketing, a guide to the trends, buzzwords, and confusion that's keeping you invisible to your customers. Now, in the old days, SEO was a 100% technical game. You actually were doing things, there's things called on-page keyword sculpting. You're really concerned with your meta titles, your descriptions, your keywords. We're doing backlink building, SEO programming, competitor audits, SEO architecture, setting up breadcrumb trails, just creating content for the sake of content. A lot of gamesmanship that we've talked about a little bit here. The article spinning, the auto posting, the video and content blasting. Some of this is still valid, some of this is not. We're rapidly moving from a technical game to a high quality content game, and the content's quality is judged with a higher bar. Google Panda kind of started the ball rolling in a big way on this. It focused on user experience. High level victims, JCPenney, Overstock.com, ezinearticles.com, ehow.com, places that were putting up this quote unquote light content, this really light content, doing article spinning and stuff like that, got crushed with Panda. It was a tough deal for some of these places. Google Penguin, on the other hand, this one came a little bit later and focused on backlink spamming and over-aggressive backlinking. And this one can really whack you. I've seen people get banned basically by Google. You see their traffic just drop off a cliff. It's really bad. Again, if you're doing that article and content blasting, a lot of times that can whack you with the Google Penguin, because where are they blasting all the content out to? Bad backlink farms. If you have too many money keywords, so to speak, in your backlink profile, it looks spammy. And nobody's immune to this. One of the greatest organizations in the world, the Salvation Army, Penguin hit, and their traffic dropped 31%. So, Google doesn't care. Salvation Army can get hit, so can you. Now, on the other hand, this update with Google Hummingbird has brought about the advanced knowledge graph, and it's very helpful. It's pretty cool. This is like a peek into the future. It comes with very quick, informative search engine results pages, and it's semantic search rather than keyword search. And so we were talking about that a little bit earlier. It's a lot closer to human language and reading your mind than ever before. So, what else is Google doing to tie in this ecosystem? Well, we're moving into Google authorship, and that's a thing to take into consideration. We've got social media, right? Facebook, Twitter, Google Plus, whatever comes next. It's all social, right? Google places this higher bar on authorship and author rank. It's a desired factor for your ranking. And so that means you want to have a quality writer, you want to have quality content, you want to have writer authority, and you want to be tied to that name. So, I use Walter Mossberg here as an example because he's such an old school tech guy. He's been, writing for the Wall Street Journal pretty much forever about tech. He's awesome, right? Well, check it out. He is tied in with Google authorship to his content, and he's got so many followers, just ridiculous, and it gives you this increased visibility. And so he's able to socialize his content, he's able to share it on Google Plus. And granted, we don't all have the platform of 30 years of writing for the Wall Street Journal, but if it's working from Walter Mossberg, and this is the type of place, you want to look at who's most successful. That's a big portion of where we're going. So, but what is actually working right now? Okay, cool. So, which organic traffic drivings work best now and in the future? Kind of give you a sneak peek as to where we're going in the future. But before we can start to implement a content strategy that works for you right now to rank higher in the search engines, you have to know the rules of the game. You have to follow the rules of the game, and you have to know how to create the best information for real life human beings so you can thrive. All right, know the rules. Rules are this: whatever Google says the rules are, that's what they are. Okay. Seriously though, what are the rules? The first place you start is Google Search Engine Optimization Starter Guide. I mean, they tell us what to do. The other place to start is Google's Webmaster Content Guide. So it would serve to reason that, you might want to spend a little time looking, what's Google looking for? You want to know that. So, you're busy and you want to know it works, so I've actually spent that time for you. And so let's spend a little time showing you the rules of the game and set you up for more traffic now and into the future, so you don't have to go and read all this stuff. Here's what you need to know from Google themselves about creating search engine optimized content. First thing is when your site's rolled out, when it's ready. We're going to assume you have a website at this point. If you don't, you know who to talk to about that. When your site is ready, from Google themselves, they literally say, number one, submit it to Google. So submit a sitemap using Google Webmaster Tools. This is how Google uses your sitemap to learn about the structure of your website and to increase the coverage of your web pages. And make sure all the sites that should know about your pages are aware that your site is online. So, submit it to Bing, submit it to Yahoo, submit it to a couple of the other places too, but definitely submit it to Google. As we're going through this, by the way, just kind of notice how it builds from technical, which honestly online, if you have a competent webmaster, technical needs to be a no-brainer at this point. If it's not, find a better webmaster. But another key point here is that today's and tomorrow's SEO is all about human-to-human interaction, okay? And people have been with me for a long time. We've always talked about that whole thing about people standing around the campfire telling each other stories for 10,000 years. That's what we did as a human beings. That's what we're programmed to do. And, that's all we need to do on the internet is just pretend it's a big campfire and tell people stories, right? So when you're doing that, there's these design and content guidelines. And again, this is directly from Google. So I read it. I distilled it. You don't have to. Make a site clear with clear hierarchy and text links. Every page should be reachable from at least one static text link. Perfect. Make it usable to people. Offer a sitemap to your users with links that point to the important parts of your site. So if the sitemap has an extremely large number of links, you might want to break it into multiple pages. Keep the links on a given page to a reasonable number, and create a useful information-rich site and write pages that clearly and accurately describe your content. Okay, perfect. Think about the words users would type in to find your pages and make sure that your site actually includes those words. Try to use text instead of images to display important information. So the Google crawler doesn't actually recognize anything besides text, technically. They're working on it. So what you do is you assign an alt tag or an alternative tag, ALT, to, and you put some words there to describe whatever image you're putting in there. And so it could be very time consuming, and that's one of the reasons why most people just don't do it. So make sure that your title elements and your alt attributes are descriptive and accurate, and check for broken links and correct HTML. So if you decide to use dynamic pages, it's more and more popular all the time. WordPress, everything out of there is dynamic. There's a setup routine that you have to do to tweak WordPress and make sure that it is configured properly. If you use PHP or any of these dynamic CRM, you just want to be careful because not every search engine spider can crawl the dynamic pages as well as the static pages. So you want to check your configuration there. And it also helps if you are using dynamically generated content, so it's like question mark. Just make sure the parameters are short and the number of those are few. And you also want to make sure that you're following Google's best practices for their images, the video, their rich snippets. And, when I read through all this and I was getting ready to share it with you, the way I read it was everything here just sounds like doing it right. Just building quality website. It's technically sound. It's built on good content principles. It's made for people. It's got easy to use navigation. It's got quality content, and so that's just building a quality website. Okay, and I spoke of technical guidelines. Speaking of technical guidelines, there are more. A whole bunch of technical guidelines, and I'm not going to go into all of them, but these are the things that, at the very basic, you want to have on your website, and you can check it. You want to have the geek stuff. There's at least 10 separate items that every good website should have. There's a robots.txt, sitemap.xml. It's got to load quick, and all this other stuff. There's technical stuff that's the foundation of a good SEO-ready website, and actually, at the end of this presentation, I'll show you an easy way to check your own website as well. And a good third-party website will have followed these. So like a YouTube or something like that, they will have followed these. And honestly, in this modern web environment, technical is not your challenge. Creating high-quality content, getting it distributed on the internet in a way that gets you found, that's really the challenge. And so, long story short, if you have a webmaster and he's worth his salt, all these technical things should be no-brainers in the modern internet. And if you can't do these, or these things have not been done for you, quite simply need a better webmaster. All right, quality guidelines. Google has a bunch of these too, and these are important as far as the content that you're putting out there. So, don't be deceptive or misleading. Create valuable content. The goal is to create better experience for website visitors. And here's an actual quote from Google. Webmasters who spend their energies upholding the spirit of the basic principles will provide a much better user experience and subsequently enjoy better ranking than those who spend their time looking for loopholes to exploit. So, haha. Everything we've been talking about, exploiting loopholes and using all these shady black hat and gray hat things, Google says don't do it. So, I think I mentioned this, but in the past, much of the SEO industry spent all their time just looking for these loopholes and then exploiting them. And they had reason to, because the loopholes used to work, but they don't anymore. Google changed, and you have to go along with them. So do you really want to fight against a billion-dollar company, or just go along with them? I mean, it's your choice. Go with them or avoid them completely. But, fighting them by trying to game their system, it's just not going to work anymore. All right, so we got more quality guidelines. Basic principles, again, I'm just taking this directly from Google so that you don't have to. Make your pages primarily for users, not for search engines. Don't deceive your users. Avoid tricks intended to improve search engine rankings. So, think about what makes your website unique, valuable, or engaging, and then make your website stand out from others in your field. Reading between the lines, it's a user experience that you're designing. So work with, someone who can help you do that, right? Even more quality guidelines, specific guidelines from Google. Avoid these techniques. And I want to make a comment here. These are all techniques that I've actually seen used in the past by unsavory SEOs or over-aggressive ones. And I've actually seen people rank really well, really fast with these, even though Google bans them. But those rankings only lasted for a short period of time, and then those people were banned forever. So, don't use these unless you want to rank for a short period of time and then get banned. And so we're talking things like automatically generated content, participating in link schemes, cloaking, sneaky redirects, hidden text, hidden links, doorway pages, scraped content, participating in affiliate programs without adding any value, loading pages with irrelevant keywords, creating pages with malicious behavior such as phishing or installing viruses or malware. There's a lot more actually from Google, but the key here is to build content for long-term value and for human beings. And I mean, isn't that what good business is based on anyways? Long-term value for human beings. So, yeah, if you've been doing any of this stuff in the past, I'm sure you've seen your traffic dipping. Or if you've been playing by the rules, or you're just not getting the types of organic search traffic that you're used to, just be sure that you see what I have for you at the end of this presentation. All right, so 7 deadly secrets about the SEO and content marketing industry. So we've established that the new era is here to stay. We have penguin, panda, hummingbird, and whatever the next animal is, and these things are not going away. And it's easier to get penalized than it's ever been, and if you're not using the right strategies. So, secret number 1. is that in today's SEO and content marketing industry, most companies don't know what they're doing. I think I've covered, it takes a lot of time and resources to keep up with what's working and what's not working, and it takes even more to stay ahead of the curve, ahead of Google's curve. And this is dangerous to your web traffic because the fact is that it takes a lot of time and resources to keep up with what's working and what's not working on the internet. And by Google's design, it takes even more to stay ahead of Google's curve. And they want it that way so that you can't game their system. The secret number 2 is that most companies are relying on outdated strategies and tactics. And there's a danger to that because as a result of it being hard for most companies to keep up on what's working, what's not working on the internet, many SEO companies endanger their customers' rankings by taking shortcuts. Sometimes they don't even know they're doing it. And so, for example, there are some firms who create backlinks by owning a large amount of web properties, and then they place those backlinks on them for a fee, which is a direct violation of Google's SEO guidelines. I don't even know if they know they're doing it, but it's a direct violation. It's going to get them. Secret number 3, most companies are focused on the wrong keywords. This one's interesting, because pure SEO companies, a lot of times they'll find high volume keywords, but not long tail, high conversion keywords. So actually I want to say that again because it's really important. Most pure SEO companies can usually find you high volume keywords, but not the long tail high conversion keywords. Those are your money words. And so the approach we use, we take the master key formula, which is content marketing plus inbound marketing plus marketing automation. And we have this full understanding of how you put all these pieces together. And without a full market understanding, you can't find the best keywords, the key phrases that are going to convert and then help you rank for them. Secret number 4 is your ranking is completely out of your control. And there is only one company who can control who gets ranked number 1, and that's Google. And they're out to serve their shareholders, not you and not me. In fact, there's only one company that can guarantee your site Google first page results, and that company's Google, like I just said. And so anyone who promises you that their product or services will perpetually keep you on the first page, they just don't know what they're talking about. And a reputable SEO provider won't promise a one-time permanent solution to your Google ranking because it just doesn't work that way. And what works today doesn't necessarily mean it's going to work tomorrow. What a good provider will do is they will offer to improve where you're at now, and they'll continue to adjust to Google's future changes, as long as you're working with them and you're paying for their services. Makes a little more sense. Secret number 5, many SEO companies rely on non-native English speakers to create the content for you. All right, let me just stop you right there. This is a panda penalty, just guaranteed. Article spinning is dead, and, using people to create this light content, this is dead. So I think we talked about Walter Mossberg earlier, and Google keeps raising the quality guidelines and doing whatever they can do to tie your content into your authorship profile. And they're looking for high quality content from real people, and there's simply no way that the old tactics will work in today's consistently upgraded environment. And saving a little money by hiring out an unqualified SEO group, you're just going to find yourself banned by Google. It's just not money well spent. Secret number 6, many content marketing companies are rebranded PR firms who are making you create your entire content and then just syndicate it. So this one's interesting. PR software companies, they have this fancy software that lets you blast your content out to the entire internet via special links on popular websites. And it sounds to me very much like what Google is actually penalizing. It seems pretty risky, and it sounds dangerously close to participating in link schemes, which Google penalizes you for. So in this scenario, in addition to that, you still have to create your own content. So do you have someone on staff to create the content for you 24/7? If you do, how good are they? Are they an employee? Are they a flight risk? Can they sue you? Are they expensive? All these things you have to take into account. Or maybe you're working with a PR firm. They're creating the content for you, and you're paying the expensive PR rates. And you're doing this rather than creating content that actually gets people to take action. So PR firms, they're great at what we call awareness campaigns, but over over the years, what we found works is actually direct response measurable marketing. So, everybody can be aware of you, but if you don't have actual measurable marketing in place, how do you know whether your marketing is working, or are you just throwing it down a big tube? Um, See, another way you could go is the typical newbie college grad with a little real world experience. We've seen that happen. Again, the problem there is, the little real world experience part. So, is it really a good investment that you're making there? All right, secret number 7, your typical SEO company doesn't focus on the big picture. Uh, you know, Focus is way too narrow and borderline technical. We see this a lot. So SEO company, they know a lot of technical things. They're only focused on getting number one on a key phrase, but they don't ever step back and look at the big picture. Is this the right key phrase based on your marketing objectives? Are you collecting leads on your website? Are you nurturing those leads? Are you converting those leads into customers? Do you have a baseline that you've measured that you're improving from? And business is all about converting leads into sales and profits, and that's why I introduced you to the master key formula earlier, so you understand. The SEO traffic is just one of the many traffic items in the traffic stack, and then from there you start measuring and improving. So at the end of the day, following bad advice in SEO or chasing the content marketing dragon it'll get you into a situation where you receive guidance that could be worthless. It can get you delisted and banned from Google, and you have to sit by as your competitors suck up all your traffic. You become invisible to your audience. You might even lose your business. And so let's talk a little bit more about that, because we don't want any of that stuff to happen, right? So I think you've seen now. I've been there. I've done that. I've achieved top 5 ranking that stayed put without any effort on a client's part for 5 years. I've been doing content marketing for over a decade before it was called content marketing. I've been doing inbound marketing for over a decade before it was called inbound marketing. And, as a result of simply getting in there and taking action behind the scenes, I discovered the master key formula and the importance of the traffic stack, and specifically how we can siphon the best leads from your competition and get to the top of the new Google rankings. So keep taking notes. We're going to go deep here. All right, so given how hard it seems to rank highly, why do you even want to rank high on the search engines? I mean, how do you even know if this is worth your time? Well, mistake number 1 that I see people make is that you choose this company without a track record or without testimonials. So, there's a lot of bad results you're going to get there. You might be dealing with a bunch of amateurs, and, do you really want to risk putting your number 1 traffic source in the hand of someone who's just got out of school, or maybe they're just moonlighting, maybe they're working on Fiverr, Elance, or do you want someone who's as professional as you are and is serious about their business and is serious about bringing you more traffic? And if this, these people, if people aren't saying good things about them, how can you expect a good result, right? So you want to find someone that has that track record, has testimonials. Mistake number 2 that I see people making is choosing a company that cold calls you or emails you out of the blue. And I honestly can't even believe that this happens, but it does. These companies are calling you or emailing you because they don't understand internet marketing themselves. And, typically once you start getting more organic website traffic, this is one of the great ironies of this. Once you start showing up better in the search engine results pages, you start getting more of these types of calls. And Google themselves even gets these. It's hilarious. So, I mean, think about that. Are you going to trust, like, your taxes? You can trust your financial planning, your insurance, your health? You can trust that just somebody calls you out of the blue? Or would you trust someone who calls you out of your... Why would you trust someone who does the same thing for your SEO? It just doesn't make any sense. So mistake number 3, choosing the company that makes ridiculous promises. When you choose a company that makes these ridiculous promises, a lot of bad results can happen. So, I mean, a good company should set expectations for you. They should explain the long-term strategy of SEO versus the short-term. If you need short-term traffic, you're going to have to buy it, right? You got to do something, you're going to buy space ads on a website, or you're going to buy PPC or something like that. But long term, organic search engine traffic is the winner. And a good company will require you to commit to a minimum of 6 months, or maybe even longer, to ensure that you actually see a ranking improvement. And you want to go in knowing that. So, I mean, remember, 70 to 80% of users, they're ignoring those paid ads. So it's a short-term solution to your traffic, but that's not where they're focusing, because they're focusing on the organic search results. And 75% of users never scroll past the first page. So a lot of times what we found is it's better if you commit to 9 to 12 months of search engine optimization so that you can truly see the value, because getting to the top of page one is the closest thing to getting free traffic that exists. And if you do it wrong, you'll get banned. So SEO and content marketing are like a tortoise versus the hare. In the long run, you win with the SEO and content marketing strategy when you execute it correctly, because it requires commitment and a good partnership approach from your provider. Now, mistake number 4 that I see people making is choosing a company who uses outdated methods and who doesn't understand the current trends and the future of SEO. And so, I mean, speaking of getting banned, we've got Panda, we've got Penguin, we've got Hummingbird. These are just most recent game changes, and things are always changing. There's all these places that are acting like it's still 2004 or it's 2009 or some other year that's long gone, and these places are not changing with the times. And so there's still a lot of SEO consultants that aren't using social or even leveraging it. Unbelievably, there are people out there that are still creating spammy backlinks and wondering why Penguin is taking them out. Here's the deal. If you don't know where you're going, how are you going to stay ahead of the game, right? You want to work with a company who not only has industry connections, they're staying in the game daily, but you want to work with someone who has an entire team that is working on active campaigns every single day. They're actually rolling up their sleeves and getting their hands dirty. And you want to look for someone who has access to numerous experts so he can reach out on demand, and a team of specialists who execute on the strategies that are always being refined. And I think most importantly, you want to find a company who is taking a continuous improvement approach, because we all know that Google and the search engines are always changing, and so we need to be as well. Now, mistake number 5 that I see people making is choosing a technology company rather than a marketing company. And, what can happen if you do this? Well, again, this isn't 2003, it's not 1999, it's not 2007, right? This is the time for internet marketing, and technology nowadays is just one small part of the equation. And honestly, technology has essentially become invisible to the experience we're creating for our customers. Nobody's really thinking about how all the programming happened behind your web page. They're just experiencing it. And so, a few minutes ago we were talking about the technical aspects of the on-site stuff, of your website. This is just one small part of the entire online ecosystem. And a good SEO and content marketing strategy will not be posting content onto your website, but it'll be posted onto high-quality, high-traffic websites where your visitors are looking for you right now. And so those websites are technically sound because they're Class A websites. So, for example, when you're posting to YouTube, YouTube's already technologically sound. When you're posting to SlideShare's already technically sound. They want your content. And so in this environment, you don't want a technologist solutions approach. You want to create results. And you want someone who can show you where the trends are going, and you want to move towards them and get there before your competition does. And one of my favorite quotes from the best hockey player of all time, Wayne Gretzky, right? He says, "I skate to where the puck is going to be, not where it has been." So it's the same thing. You want to be moving to where search engine optimization is going, not to where it has been. So work with someone who gets it and who's ahead of the curve. All right, mistake number 6 I see people making is choosing a company who's narrow and thinking only in terms of SEO. And so SEO, as we've seen, is only part of the picture, and it's just one part of the traffic picture. And when you choose a company who's only thinking in those terms of SEO, and that's when you find people gaming the system and focusing only on getting number 1 on these certain keywords, right? Successful businesses take a much larger and broader approach. They ask questions like, which key phrases are my conversion key phrases? What happens when someone searches those key phrases? What else do they search for? Who else do they trust when they're looking for an answer to their problem? What can I offer them of value when they land on my pages? How can I keep them on my site and take them to the next level? Have them give me permission to market to them, permission to stay in front of them, to follow up with them until they're ready to buy. These are huge questions and ones that successful businesses know the answer to, and SEO is just one part. It's an important and huge part of the traffic picture. However, it's just one part. And you don't want to get caught working with someone who's focused solely on that. When someone's too narrowly focused, they usually get caught using tricks or targeting the wrong keywords or wasting your money. They're risking getting you banned. And at the end of the day, you've spent a lot of money and time ranking well for the wrong keywords. You've not only lost those time and resources forever, you've not supported your overall marketing strategy. Alright, so on the other hand, the reason I showed you Master Key Formula earlier is it's important to understand the overall map of traffic that takes you to getting leads, to nurturing sales, to creating long-term raving lunatic customers. This is the modern version of content marketing, sending people to inbound marketing, sending people to marketing automation. Those are today's buzzwords. I've been helping people do this for an eternity in internet time. So knowing that context, whoever you work with, you can set up your SEO for long-term success and reach a greater return on investment. I mean, that's really what it's all about. So mistake number 7, choosing a company who offers you a short or one-time engagement instead of a campaign or a long-term approach. And so remember what I said before, there's only one company who can guarantee that your site will be on the first page of the search results for Google for the keywords and key phrases that you're looking for, and that company is Google. And so it's not an SEO guy or anybody like that. And so the harsh truth is anyone else who promises you that their products or services will perpetually keep you on the first page for a one-time fee, they really don't know what they're talking about. And so if you haven't been slapped by Panda or Penguin, just wait till the algorithms change and they slap you for whatever you're doing wrong then. A reputable SEO or SEM provider, they don't provide a one-time permanent solution to your Google rankings. What they do provide is they offer to improve where you're at now. And then they offer to adjust to Google's future changes if you're willing to pay for their services. Pretty simple, pretty fair. And so someone who can get you to the top quickly is usually either targeting a keyword that won't do anything for you, or maybe they're exploiting a trick or a loophole, or they're gaming the system in such a way that it won't keep you there long term. So you really want to work with a company who's taking a proven approach and just not grasping for tricks. Alright, so mistake number 8, choosing a company who doesn't stand behind their efforts. There could be some bad results. So, choosing a company who's not transparent, does your company walk you through their strategies? You kind of want to stay away from a company who won't tell you what they're up to. They're likely to be using black hat or other risky strategies, stuff that can get you banned. Can they show you ranking improvements over time? That's really what you want. Any reputable company should be able to show you some examples of where you were when they started, where they improved rankings for you, or where they improved rankings for someone else, or how they can improve yours. And can they give you a list of work performed if you ask for it? So if you work with this company for 3, 6, 9, 12 months, can they say, okay, here's what we did? Can they actually give you a work order? This is just another version of transparency, and you may never actually ask for the work performed. However, you should know whether it's available or not. And this is just a simple thing to know that you're being protected and that the company that you're working with is working for you. Seems fair enough. And any professional company will be happy to provide something like that. And if you choose companies who's not professional, or maybe they're using black hat or some of these banned techniques, it's pretty simple. You're going to miss out on the traffic that you should have been getting. Your competitors will get it, right? It's simple. You'll stay invisible to your customers, even though they're looking for you right now, and you might even get banned. So it's really not worth the risk to work with a place that's not professional like this. And that actually reminds me to mention that there's the importance of value and price. And price is what you pay, but value is what you get. And so when you're selecting an SEO consultant, you'll choose from a wide variety of characters out there and a wide variety of strategies and associated prices. And as you've seen, Google has a very specific guideline of what they're looking for in terms of a high-quality SEO campaign. And the other search engines, all they do is just follow Google's lead. So Google wants you to be creating a consistent, constant stream of current, relevant content distributed in a way that allows your best customers to find you, learn about you, and make informed decisions about you. Simply put, it's in Google's best interests to ensure that only high-quality information is being found, and it's up to you to figure out how to get into the valuable search stream. All right, how you benefit from having a turnkey SEO strategy in place. Currently, 93% of all online experiences begin with a search engine. And not only that, 70 to 80% of searchers ignore the paid ads. They're focusing on the organic results that you can only get with a working SEO strategy in place. Even more importantly, remember the golden rule. More traffic equals more sales. So when people are searching for solutions to their problems and you come up, your chances of making a sale just went up dramatically. And Google continues to raise the bar. And in fact, it becomes more and more difficult every day to rank number one for chosen keywords. So if you're considering trying to piece your strategy together with Fiverr gigs and the occasional video, I politely would ask you to never contact us. If you're considering using a discount third world technology group for your SEO strategy, I would also politely ask you to never contact us. However, if you take your business seriously enough to invest in generating targeted high-quality traffic to your website, and you're willing to invest time and resources over a period of at least 6 to 12 months so that you start to see real, measurable results, then you're invited to take me up on the offer at the end of this presentation. But before you take me up on this offer at the end of the presentation, consider for a moment whether we are a good fit. I'm not looking to work with everyone under the sun. I'm looking to work with successful business owners who are looking to grow together over the long term. And if that's not you, that's okay. I hope that you found this presentation beneficial and that we walk away as friends. But how do we know if we're a good fit? Here are 4 questions to ask yourself. First, do you have a proven working business model and a product or service that offers value to an audience? If you answer no to this, let's just stop the conversation right here. Number 2, does your product or service have something unique to it? Because if you're selling the same thing as everyone else, then we might not be a good fit. We're looking to engage with people who have a unique spin, a unique angle, or a unique product or a unique selling proposition. That's really the key. This other one is important too. Do you understand the internet is no longer a get-rich-quick scheme and that it takes time and investment to build a profitable business? And then finally, budget is something that a lot of people don't think about. And while different things cost different prices, it's unlikely that you're going to be successful without money, right? I mean, it's business. So website costs money, marketing costs money, traffic costs money. We already talked about this. So you need to commit to an online business to see it become successful. And so if you're leaning towards yes on any of these questions I just asked, then it's a good sign that we'd work successfully together. Let's take this relationship one step further and talk about how you can receive your custom SEO recommendations and your free SEO strategy session worth $2,197. With this, you'll receive custom SEO recommendations, a quick phone call from me personally, and a written plan that's yours to keep with no cost or obligation to you. And if you decide to work with us to grow your traffic, you're further protected with this. Our 100% no-risk guarantee. And for folks that we work with, we want you to be super pleased, and in fact, we want you to be delighted in your relationship with us. We're looking for long-term partners. We want people whose business we can grow with as a result of every SEO engagement we do. And so please understand that Google strictly warns against giving ranking guarantees. So we never give that type of guarantee because we believe in following Google's best practices. Here is what we guarantee. Every job that we do comes with our ironclad risk-free guarantee. What does this mean? Simply this. We guarantee to deliver the service levels we agree upon and keep you updated on the progress of your campaigns regularly. Everything we do is measurable and transparent, and you can ask for an accounting of the work performed at any time. And if you still aren't pleased, we will work with you to make it right. Many SEO companies don't guarantee their work. We feel that nothing is more important than your complete and total satisfaction, and we're looking to set up an environment for long-term success and grow with you. So we stand behind every job 100%. And if you ever have any questions or concerned about our work, you call us right away. Okay, so 4 steps to ranking higher on Google. So if you're serious about outranking your competition on Google and getting continuous qualified traffic to your website, we encourage you to follow these 4 steps. Step number 1. Make a commitment to yourself and to your business to achieve a continuous flow of qualified traffic to your website. The longer you remain invisible on the search engines, the longer your traffic and your competition is taking all of your well-deserved leads. Number 2, list your objectives. Do you want to get strategy consulting and keep your SEO functions in-house? Get clear on this. Or do you want to achieve an automatic turnkey flow of qualified customers just coming to your website? Do you want to work with an honest, reputable company, or are you willing to risk working with the company that offers you the lowest price and could get you banned from Google, even knowing that the company might not be in business tomorrow? List your objectives. Be clear on these. Number 3, ask questions. The way you learn about a company is to ask specific questions and listen carefully to the answers. And so here are 10 tough questions that Google themselves recommend you ask an SEO consultant before you work with them. The first one, can you show me examples of your previous work and share some success stories? Number 2, did you follow the Google Webmaster Guidelines? Number 3, do you offer any online marketing services and advice to complement your organic search business? What kind of results do you expect to see and in what time frame? How do you measure your success? What's your industry experience? What's your experience in my industry? What's your experience in my country and city? I'll tell you, ours is English, native English speakers, and that's what we're good at, right? What's your experience developing international sites? What are your most important SEO techniques? How long have you been in business? How can I expect to communicate with you? Will you share with me all the changes you make to my site and provide detailed information about your recommendations and reasoning behind them? So there's a lot of questions you want to ask your SEO provider, and Google, again, has provided those for you. Now, step number 4, once you're satisfied that you're working with an honest, competent professional, invite them to review your website and ask for a specific proposal in writing. And a written proposal gives you the assurance that you know exactly what your options are with no surprises. And when you follow these 4 steps, you're going to gain all the information you need to make an informed, intelligent decision. And if you want a cheap, quick, temporary solution to your online traffic while you risk being banned for the long term, many companies on the internet can help you. There's always the DIY approach where you can be your own SEO guru, your own content provider, your own social media expert, your own coder, your own web designer, and you can try to just keep all this stuff in-house. And if you want to work that way, that's fine too. Many do. But just don't be misled into thinking that you're actually building a business. Now, on the other hand, if you're looking for expert guidance and a turnkey solution that ensures you're building qualified leads day in and day out in a constantly improving and sustainable way, then we invite you to call us or visit